I will be sharing with you some definitions of learner support and its relevance in open and distance e-learning. In distance education literature, the term student support is used as frequently as learner support. Distance learner scholars recognize that the term student is equivalent to learner in order to simplify usage. However, it is worth noting that the term learner is becoming more commonly used in the literature because it implies a more active and proactive role in the learning process than the word student. According to some scholars, the term learner is generic and can be applied to a wide variety of contexts within which learning takes place. Example, public and private schools and post-secondary institutions, corporate and public employee training settings. In Odell, a more learner-centric model is favored over a teacher-centric one. The roles and activities of teachers and learners have evolved which affect the nature of learner support that should be provided. For example, the decision of a learner to drop out from a course is now understood to be dependent upon a wide range of variables that have much to do with forms of learner support. So what is learner support? According to Tate, learner support is a range of services both for individuals and students in groups which complement the course materials or learning resources that are uniform for all learners and which are often perceived as the major offering of institutions using open and distance learning. According to Brindley, Walty, Sawaki, Richter, learner support activities are all those interactive processes that are intended to support and facilitate the learning process. For Thorpe, learner support is defined as all those elements capable of responding to a known learner or group of learners before, during, and after the learning process. Let me point out that in these definitions, supporting the learning process and the learners are highlighted. Remember that in learner support, it is not about us, the teacher or the institution, but about the learners. Let us always remember that when we talk of learner support or student support, we're talking about the needs of the students or the learners. No matter how grand our plan is in our institution on learner support, what matters most at the end of the day is that we provide and cater our services to what the students need in terms of learning and coping with Odell. So we have to shift now how we view learner support from our view or lens and shift it from their view or from their lens, or what are their actual needs. Now let us talk about the relevance of learner support. In Odell, learner support is very relevant and important. It encourages an environment that aims to develop the learner's independence while ensuring that supports are readily available when needed. It's actually a balancing act. We want our learners to be independent and self-directed, but at the same time we want them to be able to access resources which are readily available. So when we say providing a complete learner support services, it doesn't mean that we are actually spoon-feeding them, but providing an enabling environment for them to become independent, motivated, and self-directed learners. According to Tate, there are 3 functions of learner support. So this is on the cognitive level, the affective level, and the systemic level. So when we talk of cognitive, this is about supporting and developing learning through the mediation of the standard and uniform elements of course materials and learning resources for individual students. Among the support services included here are tutoring, facilitation of learning, academic interaction between the teacher and the learners, assessment of learning, pre-packaged course materials that underwent instructional design. When we talk of affective, we're talking of providing an environment that supports students, creates commitment, and enhances self-esteem. We can include here materials which support the development of study skills, program planning, and career development. We can include guidance and counseling services, as well as services for students with special needs such as disability, geographical remoteness, or even prisoners. The third one is systemic. Systemic is concerned with establishing administrative processes in information management systems. Effective, transparent, and overall student-friendly record-keeping information management. So those are the basics of learner support. I hope you enjoy learning from the video.